Why some men run from real love and call it freedom. Ever open up to someone only to watch them disappear the moment things get real? It's confusing, frustrating, and way too common. Let's break down why it happens and what you can do about it. There's a recurring scenario many of us have witnessed or experienced firsthand, yet we rarely dissect it with the empathy and clarity it deserves. It goes something like this. A man encounters a woman who truly sees him, not just the surface-level persona he presents to the world, but the depths of his being. She's emotionally available, ready to invest in building a genuine, committed, and vulnerable relationship. But instead of embracing this light, he recoils, creating distance and confusion. Initially, the shift is subtle, almost imperceptible. A slight decrease in communication frequency, mixed signals that leave you questioning your sanity, and brief disappearances that trigger anxiety. Then, the behavior escalates to extremes, stonewalling, blocking you on social media, and vanishing for weeks or even months without explanation. And when he eventually resurfaces, it's never with the clarity and honesty you crave. Instead, he offers a breadcrumb of affection, a test of your loyalty, or a vague hint of what could have been, leaving you hanging in the balance. This isn't love, my friend. It's emotional avoidance masquerading as control. It's a defense mechanism built to protect him from the vulnerability that real connection demands. Remember, you deserve someone who embraces your authenticity, not someone who runs from it. Many men, often unconsciously, mistake the adrenaline rush of inconsistency for genuine passion. They find themselves drawn to women who create chaos and withhold affection, mirroring the unhealed wounds they carry within themselves. In their minds, control feels safer than authentic connection. Silence feels safer than expressing their truth. And walking away feels safer than committing to showing up and facing their fears. And when they encounter a partner who dares to ask for emotional honesty, who sets healthy boundaries, who simply expresses a desire for something real and lasting, they often label it as pressure. They might say things like, "I'm not ready for something serious," or "You're too intense for me," or "I need space to figure things out." But the truth, often buried beneath layers of self-deception, is that they don't fear you, my dear. They fear the person they would have to become to stand beside someone who is truly ready for a mature, loving relationship. They fear confronting their own insecurities, their own past traumas, and their own limitations. This isn't about placing blame solely on men. It's about recognizing and understanding a destructive pattern that perpetuates cycles of heartbreak and self-doubt. It's a pattern that leaves a trail of broken hearts, unfinished conversations, and good people like you questioning their worth and wondering what they did wrong. It's crucial to remember that their inability to commit doesn't reflect on your value as a person or your capacity for love. Their actions are a reflection of their own internal struggles, their own fears, and their own limitations. You are worthy of a love that is consistent, honest, and unwavering. Take a moment to reflect on the emotional cost of these experiences. How many nights have you spent analyzing their words, dissecting their actions, and wondering what you could have done differently? How much of your precious energy have you invested in trying to fix something that was never truly broken on your end? It's time to reclaim that energy and redirect it toward nurturing yourself and attracting the love you deserve. Real love, the kind that nourishes the soul and stands the test of time, requires immense courage. It requires someone to choose to stay and work through challenges, even when leaving would be the easier option. It requires choosing truth over ego, vulnerability over self-protection, and connection over control. It requires a willingness to be seen, not just admired, to be accepted for who you are, flaws and all, and to offer that same acceptance in return. It requires a commitment to growth, both individually and as a couple, and a willingness to navigate the inevitable ups and downs of life together. And if someone walks away from the possibility of real love with you, it doesn't mean you weren't enough. It simply means they weren't ready to stop hiding behind their walls, to confront their fears, and to embrace the vulnerability that true intimacy demands. Because love isn't about escaping responsibility or avoiding discomfort. It's about finding the freedom that comes through responsibility, through showing up for each other, through growing together, and through standing in the fire of intimacy without flinching. It's about creating a safe space where both partners can be their authentic selves without fear of judgment or rejection. And when more of us start speaking this truth out loud, when we challenge the narrative that equates emotional unavailability with strength, we don't just heal ourselves, we empower others to recognize that real love doesn't run away. It rises above the challenges, it perseveres through the storms, and it blossoms into something beautiful and enduring. So let's choose courage over fear, vulnerability over self-protection, and real love over fleeting infatuation. You deserve nothing less. Ready to take the next step towards attracting the love you deserve? Start by practicing self-compassion and setting healthy boundaries in your relationships. Share this episode with someone who needs to hear it, and leave a comment below sharing your own experiences with emotional avoidance. Let's create a community of support and empowerment, where we can all rise together and embrace the transformative power of real love.